By repositioning the engine to the middle, the proportions shift, and the whole canopy is thrust forward in profile, allowing the rear wheels to move farther back for a much more aggressive attitude. The mid-engine design allows for a more forward feel in terms of driving position and visibility. You're actually leading the way as you drive. Additionally, having the motor behind you communicates a supercar feel, which intensifies the overall driving experience. The new location of the engine is truly the focal point for the car's design. It's the heart of this new Corvette, and it sits like a jewel in a showcase. A jewel in a showcase that is visible through the large hatch rear window. Now, every visual surface on this component received unprecedented attention, including the meticulously designed engine and underhood compartment. Diving into the detail execution of the car, the design team found inspiration in high-end motorcycles and race car components. We sought to optimize the appearance of every wire, tube, component routing, fastener, and finish. We took the panels off and spent countless hours developing the engine compartment, right down to all the mechanical fasteners. The intake manifold covers were completely redesigned, and a Corvette emblem was added for additional detail. Now, the exterior statement is bold, fresh, and fully capable, reflecting what we've learned from past Corvettes and from racing. For the new Stingray, we completely redesigned its cooling and airflow. We looked at drag, lift, how to achieve the optimal balance with this new mid-engine configuration while maintaining the design integrity. All the surfaces are pulled taut as possible over the mechanicals, giving the car a dynamic energy that visually draws people to it. Now, what you see on stage is the Z51 package. We've had this unique track package for Stingray in the past, and this one offers customers even more. As you can see, it has an aggressive front splitter and an open air rear spoiler. Our designers worked hand in hand with the air engineers to give a whole new meaning to the term form follows function. Now, Taj will touch on this a little bit more in his presentation. Now, the mid-engine configuration not only enables a stunning exterior, but also improves interior accommodation. With the engine behind the driver, the cowl and the instrument panel are lowered. The entire occupant package is moved forward 16.5 inches, improving visibility. The driver compartment is also larger than the previous generation, offering more space and an inch more seat travel. With this new mid-engine exotic exterior, we had to deliver an inspiring interior to match. The most important is the driver-centric cockpit, which features a new squared-off two-spoke steering wheel that leaves an unobstructed view of the 12-inch reconfigurable cluster display. The square steering wheel shape and low two-spoke configuration enable a full 9-3 hand grip position during hard cornering. The compressed shape also allows for better visibility and more legroom. In the cockpit, the controls are literally wrapped around you in all directions. It reflects a car that is all about catering to the driver's experience. You'll notice that the only knob on the auto system is the volume control, and that's because it's the most frequently used. Every other button had to earn its place. The single line of climate control buttons on the console are intuitively laid out and minimized. The instrument panel's wings extend from the driver's console and wrap around the IP, freeing up space. This same less is more philosophy has also been incorporated into the unique ultra-thin airband. The look is simple and clean and helped us keep the instrument panel low for great forward visibility. Now, we will offer 3 seat options: a GT1, a GT2, and a competition sport for drivers seeking the right balance of comfort and style. We now offer 6 interior color themes, more than ever before, which also includes more personal choices on material selection and stitching. The interior stitching is also larger and more pronounced. It highlights the handcrafted quality and attention to detail. Even the seatbelts get an expanded and expressive color palette, an optional 6. We've also expanded the exterior color palette to 12, more than we've ever offered previously. Now everything on the interior is authentic, and most parts are wrapped in leather or suede. The buttons are aluminum. Carbon fiber is used throughout for lightweight performance and visual appeal. Now all of these details are what makes this 2020 mid-engine Stingray special. From the moment customers walk up to see the car, open the door, we want to surprise them and let them discover something they weren't expecting. We want them to say, this can only be a Corvette, but also say it feels like no Corvette ever. But none of this great design would be much without the performance, the packaging, and the total livability of this mid-engine sports car. All made possible by our incredible engineering team, led by Corvette Executive Chief Engineer, Taj Jukter. Thank you, Taj.
What a night. It's been a long time coming. It's great to see everybody's faces out here. You know, we have great relationships with our customers. I'm so glad you all came out with us. What a venue, fantastic venue. It's so large it was actually raining up here. You guys didn't feel it out there. Mark turned the wipers on, but it stopped raining, so we're putting those away. Thank you, Phil, and good evening, everyone. I'd like to add my thanks to Scott and May for inspiring us and generations to come. As Mark said, this is the right time to move to mid-engine. We've actually known for quite a while we were reaching the limits of performance in a front-engine configuration. Of course, just expanding the performance envelope wasn't the only challenge we faced. Corvette also has to be beautiful, functional, and attainable. And it has to fit into our customers' lives as naturally and completely as our front-engine cars do. Our mission was to develop a new sports car that combines all of the things we do really well today with the performance and driving experience of mid-engine supercars. All while meeting requirements from all around the globe, including right-hand drive markets. That was news right there. To do this, we had to develop the analytical tools and knowledge necessary to engineer world-class mid-engine cars on our very first attempt. State-of-the-art computer models and simulation let us synthesize and integrate new solutions for body structure, aerodynamics, thermal management, crashworthiness, and others. These images behind me depict some of the simulation work we've done. And we're going beyond that tonight, as you've already seen, using augmented reality. Let me explain some of the physics behind why putting the engine behind the driver enables us to make a quantum leap forward in driving dynamics. A mid-engine architecture allows for a very short, straight, stiff steering system. It's 50% stiffer than today's car. And that makes the driver's input to the chassis nearly instantaneous. The new seating position places the occupant's center of gravity right on top of the vehicle's center of gravity, so the car literally rotates around you in a turn. It completely changes the perception of vehicle handling and responsiveness. It also allows us to engineer higher performance chassis calibrations while simultaneously improving ride quality. Historically, cars with rear weight bias struggle to get to neutral and progressive vehicle handling. We were determined to get all the benefits of that weight distribution without any of the drawbacks. We did that by putting untold hours into the design of suspension geometry, bushing compliances, tire construction, and the front to rear stagger of the wheel sizes. There's actually a lot more than that to it, but I can tell you the final result is magic. The driving dynamics of this vehicle are better than we thought they would be. Today's Corvette gets excellent marks for ride and handling balance, but the Stingray is a whole new deal. No Corvette has ever felt so comfortable, nimble, and so completely stable. I can't talk about the suspension without talking about its foundation, the body structure. The main structure is aluminum and makes the most use of high-pressure die casting in General Motors history. The 6 largest castings are enormous. These high-pressure die-cast precision parts have superior material properties, more design flexibility than traditional castings. They are used throughout the car to minimize the number of joints and put the material exactly where it needs to be for maximum stiffness and minimum mass. They are the key to making this the stiffest Corvette in history, which in turn contributes to great driving dynamics. We've been using a center backbone strategy since 1997, but for the 2020 Stingray, it has been completely redesigned for a mid-engine configuration. In addition to great structural feel, customers will notice very low rockers, which allow for easy entrance and exit, compared to other mid-engine designs featuring a tub-type construction. Beyond aluminum, we're using many innovative materials in many strategic places. Corvette has always been a mosaic of premium materials, and this one's no different. We picked the material that optimizes the performance of each component. On a mid-engine car, you would expect there to be a front storage compartment. But the Corvette also features a rear storage compartment. Both of these compartments and the dash panel are molded from ultra-lightweight fiberglass with a proprietary resin. It's so light that actually a solid brick of it will float in water. This is a real first, a real breakthrough. It helps manage the Corvette's overall weight while maximizing luggage volume and resisting elevated temperatures. And speaking of those 2 luggage compartments, we felt it was hugely important to maintain our class-leading utility. Combined, these 2 compartments provide unprecedented luggage volume. The trunk easily accommodates the standard removable roof panel, which has been a hallmark in Corvette since 1984, or 2 golf bags. In fact, even the 5-piece luggage set that we custom designed to completely fill the back of the current car fits perfectly in this new car. Protecting that rear trunk, we have the automotive world's first curved, pultruded, carbon fiber bumper beam. This is the lightest and strongest possible structure for this very important part of the car. And although luggage room is not at the top of most sports car customers' reason to purchase, we know it improves the car's bandwidth. What I mean by that, it does a lot of things well. Of course, we want the Corvette to be an amazing track weapon. We also want it to shine as a daily driver and as a long-distance touring machine. Another way we expand bandwidth is through customizable driver modes. The 4 familiar driver modes we introduced on the current Corvette return for 2020: weather, tour, sport, and track. Customers will find even more vehicle characteristics involved in tailoring the driving experience in each mode. New for this generation, we have what we call C mode. C mode lets you customize every vehicle attribute we offer and make it accessible with the single push of a button. So for example, if you like a certain setup for a particular track, instead of wading through menus every time you head for pit lane, you hit the Z mode button and off you go. As Phil mentioned, the new Stingray will have the Z51 package. It includes a long list of track-focused features like performance tires, larger brakes, electronic limited slip differential, more aggressive gearing in the transmission, additional cooling capacity, and aerodynamic content. The aero content includes additional brake cooling and a front splitter and rear spoiler that actually create full vehicle downforce and confidence-inspiring balance on the track. With more weight on the rear axle, the electronic limited slip differential is more effective than ever, giving the Stingray the optimum handling balance through every corner and the ability to put power down like never before on corner exit. The available performance traction management has been refined for greater acceleration and more consistency across a wider range of surface conditions. I'm just scratching the surface of what this vehicle does, can do, and will do. Many of our features are enabled by our new digital vehicle platform. This new electrical architecture sends signals much faster, provides state-of-the-art cybersecurity, and over-the-air reflash capability. We are introducing our second generation of the performance data recorder, which will now have a database of track start-finish lines. You'll be able to do point-to-point recordings and can even be set to auto-record like a dash cam. Of course, all the video is high definition. Other features include a 14-speaker Bose Performance Series audio system, the highest level we've ever done, and a rear camera mirror, but we put the camera on the roof, so it's high and forward, so you can better monitor your blind spots. There's even a front lift system capable of raising the nose up to 2 inches. You guys know we talk to our customers. But that front lift system is actually GPS enabled. Every time you lift the nose, it will ask you, do you want this one memorized? And if it's one you use often, all you have to do is hit a single button, say yes. It will memorize that and up to 1,000 places. Every time you approach, it'll automatically lift. You don't have to do anything. Okay, you've probably been waiting to hear about the drive lines, the performance stuff. I'll talk about the beating heart of the Corvette, the engine. In a world quickly migrating to forced induction, small displacement engines, we are bucking the trend and continuing to advance the development of our famous small block V8. There's simply no substitute for the immediate responsiveness and the sound emanating from this technological masterpiece. We will be the only remaining naturally aspirated V8 in the segment. We are calling it the LT2, and its displacement remains 6.2 liters. But that's about all that's carryover about it. With the performance exhaust, it was recently SAE certified at 495 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque, making this the most powerful Corvette Stingray ever. For the first time, the Stingray comes with a standard, integrated, engine-mounted dry sump lube system. The system has 3 separate scavenging pumps and a very compact reservoir mounted on the front of the engine. The low-profile oil pan reduces mass and lets us mount the whole engine lower in the chassis than we've ever done before. The oil cooler has even more capacity. The bottom line is that the new lube system has been absolutely bulletproof during our testing at tracks like BIR, the Nürburgring, and our own Milford Road course. That engine is paired to our first 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, or DCT. This features a very innovative electronic transmission range selector, a masterpiece of engineering art and design that will become a benchmark for the industry. The DCT provides lightning-fast shifts and excellent power transfer. Simply put, the DCT shifts gears faster and better than any human can. It offers the spirited and connected feel of a manual and the premium driving comfort in an automatic. It truly feels like you're getting the best of both worlds. We've set the DCT up with a very low first gear to leverage our additional traction at the rear to get the car off the line very quickly. Gears 2 through 6 are closely spaced to keep the engine near the power peak on the track. Its tall 7th and 8th gears make for easy long-distance cruising with low mechanical stress and excellent fuel economy. The LT2 engine and the DCT, in combination with this new architecture, make the new Stingray a very quick car. We are seeing 0 to 60 times under 3 seconds. You heard that right. C51 Stingray under 3 seconds. This puts the Stingray in the company of some of the world's quickest cars, and in our own history, only beaten by our 755 horsepower ZR1. Now, I've talked about a lot of changes. But the truth is, we have not changed the essence of Corvette. Corvette is all about freedom and the call of the open road. It is a designed in America, built in America, road-going private jet with first-class seating for two that will take you places you never thought you would go. In short, the Corvette is an attainable dream car. That has been true for 66 years, and the 2020 Stingray makes that truer than ever. We're welcoming the cars back to the stage. Driving these cars are actually two of our team members, our development drivers. On my right, Alex McDonald, thank you Alex, and Michael Petrucci. And you'll see many, many, many of our Corvette team members here to talk to you at this event. They and the thousands of men and women at General Motors have spent countless hours delivering on this mission. And I personally want to thank them all. I'm so proud of this team. Before I invite Mark Royce back up the stage, I'd like to thank him and the entire leadership team at General Motors for their support. Without them, this would not have been possible. Mark, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Ted. Great job. Thank you. Thanks, Ted. And yes, we do test a lot of our safety equipment before we go into production, so that was a little bit of a wiper test there. So thanks, Ted, for that. You passed. I'd like to really thank Taj. We couldn't have done it without you in the leadership position of that. I would also like to echo Taj's thanks to everyone involved in helping us launch our Corvette Moonshot. The whole team, including our two outstanding development engineers that you met here tonight, they put their heart and soul into this, so thanks you guys, great job. I hope you like what you've seen so far, and I encourage you to have a closer look in the next few months. The 2020 Chevrolet Corvette is going where no Corvette has gone before, and we're all thrilled to ride along. This new Corvette with its mid-engine configuration has always been part of Corvette's destiny, and it's the Corvette version of a supercar that we've all wanted to see for so long. Corvette has always been about beautiful design, leading technology, amazing performance, at an unbelievable value. I know many of you are wondering where the new Corvette will be priced. Yes. While we're not ready to announce all the pricing details, no, hang on. What I can share with you tonight is this. When the 2020 Corvette Stingray goes on sale in the U.S., it will start at less than $60,000. So it's pretty great. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is what Chevrolet Corvette's all about, right? I mean, this is what our engineers and our teams strive for. Where else can you get a supercar that goes 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds for this kind of money? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, our customers can reserve their 2020 Stingray today. And we've got a new system called New Reserve Now program that is live on Chevy.com. So Reserve Now program. It's a new program that Barry and our IT team and our vehicle sales service and marketing team has put together, and it's incredible. Or, of course, you can go to your preferred Chevrolet dealer. So that's a great thing, and it's a configurator, and you can actually look at the car, you can see the car, you can price the car, and it's something that we haven't had before. So thanks for doing that to our whole team that has done that. It's fantastic. So thank you for doing that, Barry and the team. It's great. So we can do that live right now. But I got to tell you, we are just getting started with Corvette.
If you are one of those who like and enjoy driving, you owe it to yourself to try this car.
So a little bit of a preview of what's to come. I'd like to thank everybody for coming here and tuning in. And right now, I'd like to invite everybody up on stage and to the expos and displays that we have in this wonderful facility that has been put together by our whole team. So please come up and take a look at the new C8 Corvette. Thank you.